Hey y'all, my name is Kalita Robinson, and when I was 19 years old, I was raped by my friend. Um, I want to start off with context and talk about the fact that during this time I was at one of my lowest points, one of my highest weights. It was during COVID. I didn't get a proper graduation. I didn't get a prom. It was just a lot of things going on. I was on a scholarship and they had me in the class overload. So I was under a lot of stress. I was still trying to do hair. I actually had 8 classes, most of them online. That's higher than the average. My friends had 4 classes. I had 8 classes. Dang it. I'm sorry. During this story, I do want to say, this is aside from what I'm saying now. During this story, a lot of things are popping up in more depth as I try to tell this story. Every single time I remember a new detail because I have, I don't know, trauma, memory loss or something, or it's not it processed, but it didn't, I don't know. But I wrote down notes to try to make sure I hit different checkpoints so that I can be able to portray this message properly. But I just want to start with this story and the next time a story time that I do are a main reason why I do not play about following my intuition. I do not play about red flags. I do not play about my boundaries and being around people who value me, because there were a lot of times where I could have walked away in this situation. And that's what I will say. Now let's get into this story. So I met this person on Facebook, and this was literally my first year having Facebook, so I really didn't see nothing wrong with meeting the person on Facebook, but I was just bored. COVID happened. My birthday was December 27th. I turned 19 years old. I had COVID for my birthday. I was supposed to be in Dallas. I ended up being in Memphis. So as soon as I got cleared for COVID, I was hanging out with this person. We're smoking. I'm not really big on drinking that much, so wasn't drinking. But we were smoking. Going out to eat, hanging out at the mall, meeting his gay best friend, different things like that, hanging out with his people, his gay best friend's family, and different situations. Like, I'm just hanging out with this person, and really it just seemed like we was having a good time. But I want to talk about the little red flags that were in the midst of these good times. So this person really wasn't that welcome into his living situation. He could shower, sleep, all that, but I never went into anybody's house. I hung out with this person in the car, or we was out to eat and all that stuff. This person would have random people from Tinder calling him, or him talking about people from Tinder. He had a gay best friend, and I don't discriminate against people, so it really didn't matter to me. But he used to ask me, how would you feel if I was bi? How would you feel if I like boys? Or how do you feel about bi dudes? Would you date a bi dude? And I would always have to clarify that he was my friend. Because in this whole situation, not once did I want to be with this person, but I did kiss this person, and I was orally involved with this person. Never sexually involved with this person, and this person knew that I was off limits for any type of penetration or any type of things like that, of that nature. But it was kind of like somebody you was talking to but not really, because I really didn't care about like being in his business and stuff like that. I didn't have any feelings for this person. But he actually, I think he had feelings for me. Also, I want to add that this person still to this day tries to add me on Instagram, and I unadd the person. Like I decline the follow, and they like my Facebook posts. So I just want y'all to I'm just trying to put y'all in my shoes to see, like, this is something that still torments me to this day, but I want to talk about it because I want to release it in me talking about it. And I'm sorry that I'm all over the place a little bit, but this is a very hard situation for me to talk about. Even though I am very melancholy on the outside, it's very, very hard to speak on, even though this is my third time trying to record this. So we talked about red flags. It was one time we were in the mall. No, okay, let's say this. I never saw any really bad red flags until near the event that it happened. He never, like, hit me or anything like that, forced me to do anything like that. It was all fun. It was like you literally having a best friend. I'm hanging out with his best friend and him. One time, no. That's not relevant. I'm not gonna talk about that. But, like, it wasn't until, like, we really started getting to know each other, this stuff started being weird. But I think that a red flag that I also missed was, like, somebody just being so eager to love bomb you and put you in a space to be all in their business and all in their life. That is a red flag, because they want you to be a little bit more emotionally attached to them. And so I do want people to look out for that as well, because it kind of pushes your guard off a little bit, because you know, especially as women, we form attachments to these people, and even when we do see the red flags, we tolerate them because we done been around this person for this much, or we done been around having these good times with this person. And during this time, I was a people pleaser, and I did not have as many boundaries. So it was just double trouble of me not seeing everything clearly, okay? Now, prior to me getting assaulted, a girl texted me. She is an activist, and she probably still is. I don't know. I don't keep up with her. But she texted me, and she was like, do you talk to this person? And I was like, oh no, she was like, do you date this person or something like that sorts? And I said, no, I don't date this person, but that's my friend. She was like, do you kiss him and stuff? I said, yes, I kiss him, but I don't have sex with him. Some. And she was like, well, I like him, or this is going on, and I want you to know. And I said, okay, because me being me, like I said, I didn't take him seriously. And I was 19 at the time. So I wasn't strong enough to choose myself and my safety and put myself out of the situation at the time. Instead, I stayed because the man was telling me not to worry about this person because they weren't what they were talking about that they were. And I take that as a fault on myself. As a bad thing that I did not listen as much because I trusted the words of the person that I was connected to more than the words of someone who was emotionally involved with a person. But I do want to say that I feel like I'm finna miss something. This person was kind of harassing me. She would text me all the time about him. Then she would block me and she would unblock me. It got to a point where she officially blocked me. But before she officially blocked me and stuff, she would call me and talk about him and talk about how she's just so sick of him, this and the third. And I actually gave her game on if she really wanted somebody to treat her right. And it was time where I told him that I don't want to be in this situation in the middle of you two and all this stuff. He was just like, it's fine. It's fine. It was just like, I chose company over comfort. and being involved in that situation instead of me just moving along and finding somebody else to deal with. And these are the big red flags, because these were things that could have pushed me further away from the situation. And I take full acknowledgement of that fact. So, what was I about to say? Yeah. It was to a point where she was saying that she really didn't care about him, or this, that, and the third, or she was saying different things. Like, it was very confusing. It wasn't a relationship with them, this, that, and the third. It was just, I don't know. But she was crazy about him, and she was not all the way chemically balanced, okay? She would call me and talk to me about stuff, and it was like she wanted to be friends, but she also was wanted to, I don't know. It was very strange, y'all. It was very strange. And one time he called me and he was like, I can't be friends with you anymore. And I hear whispering, and she was whispering to him, telling him that he can't be my friend anymore. And I was like, okay. And then he called me back and he was like, no, I'm just playing. And then I hear her screaming in the background. Like, it was just a lot, y'all. It was a lot. Got to a point where after that situation, literally that day, he was like, she told me that I have to say this, because if I don't say this, she's going to tell her mom that I raped her. And that is where I should have had my real sirens up. And y'all, given the fact that this is a period of my life where I was very naive, and I know that naturally people take innocent people, or quote unquote innocent people, to be naive, or people who are understanding. Hello, that's the word. People who are understanding, people take those people as very naive. In that time, I definitely was, because I could not fathom somebody caring about me and still lying to me or want to do me wrong. I didn't have that much dating experience. Yeah, I didn't have that much dating experience or anything. And I know that's kind of crazy to say. I was like 19. I only had one boyfriend in high school, so there's that. I talked to a couple of boys, but not really. I don't know. But yeah. I just wish that I would have saw that situation differently, and I would have protected her. And I apologize to her. I apologize to her for not being able to protect her in this situation. Even if I could have protected her from herself when it came to, and I can't even do that because that's not possible, but y'all know what I mean. I could have been way more real with her. Like, I was coaching her on how to have this person turn a player into somebody who is your footstool. And that's what I was talking to her about, instead of me noticing that she was hurting. I didn't notice that. I was younger than her. But let's not get into this, because now I'm kind of getting into me being sad about her, and this is not what I'm supposed to be talking about. So, he said that she was going to threaten to tell her mom that he raped her. And he was like, she's blackmailing me because she don't want me to leave her. And that's what the hold she got on me, is that she's gonna tell her mom that I raped her. And in my head, I'm thinking, now, if somebody is blackmailing you and it's not true, let them go in with their lie, because your character should outweigh that. But obviously, your lustful character does not outweigh that, and that should have been my biggest red flag of not to deal with you anymore, even if we was just cool and didn't even kiss or nothing. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't take that as that. This is a very messy situation, I ain't gonna lie. We live and we learn, but this is hard. This is hard to talk about. And I'm not cutting nothing. This is raw and unedited. I don't care. But it was very hard for me to be in that situation. But at the time, I just really wanted something that distracted me from all the stress that I had from school, from depression, and everything that was going on. It just distracted me. It was like a dopamine. It was just dopamine, like being included in a situation, because I just cannot, like, the person that I am now, I cannot understand why I was in the middle of that. Like, I cannot understand why I was in the middle of that. Like, when I think back, it's hard for me to fully process the situation, because I didn't realize till now how low I was at that point. All right, let's get to it. Yeah, I was outraged by her saying that. I was like, what? She would say that? What type of person says that? I'm just believing it. She called me a day after that. After she literally was whispering in the background, she called me again. She called me, and I'm like trying to put her on to how to deal with situations, like what is wrong. Like, I'm literally trying to do counseling. Like, why are you chasing after this person who is saying you blackmailing them? Like, why do you want this person? Why are you calling me if this person, like, he don't want you like that? Or what's going on? Like, really trying to get to the bottom of why is she dealing with this, when I should have been asking that for myself. You get what I'm saying? Worried about her. But anywho, situation, he said that in her voice, the way she talked when I spoke on the situation, really just felt like, and for a slight second, my intuition went up. But at that time, I did not trust myself at all. I didn't trust my intuition. I wasn't going within. So when I felt that, I ignored that, because I felt like I was always wrong, really. Like, the inner thoughts, I told myself that I was wrong. So, like, me feeling weird because I hear her voice and I hear the change in her voice, and it sounds like her heart is broken from him saying that she's blackmailing him of that information. Even if she did say it, it's just the fact of the matter that her voice, it was just like, he said that? And I was like, yes. And time go by, they stuff went quiet. Like, it wasn't no noise for real. What happened? Yeah. Mind you, y'all, I don't even know how old this person was, like how far ahead this person was, because when he invited me to his best friend's birthday dinner or whatever, they was like, how young is this one? So, like, it was like many red flags. You have a tendency to do something, and I'm not telling you, my intuition was so bad at this point. Like, I'm hearing this, and this is going in one ear and out the other. I'm not processing these things. It's red flags. I'm like, oh, are they making a joke? Are they being sarcastic? Some. I'm not taking it as fully like them really like saying something. These not jokes. These is what they saying. You dating younger people, or you targeting younger people. This is a red flag. I'm 19 years old. I literally don't, like, to this day, I don't remember how old he is. And I knew then, but y'all, my memory, I can't remember how old he was. That's how traumatic, like, that's how traumatized I was from the situation. I just don't remember how old he is. But I really feel like, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna fake and figure out a number, but he was definitely in his 20s. And just a lot of irresponsible things going on. Like, what? I'm sorry. And I don't mean to. If anybody has a situation that's similar to mine, or has been through a situation that's similar to mine, please don't take me like having a little bit of something towards myself for y'all, because I just really, like, when stuff happened like this, or like when this happened, I really didn't feel it as being real. Like it don't feel real. Like, compared to who I am, it don't feel real. I don't know. Let me stop rambling. But this person, February comes around. We hanging out. We in the car. He was triggered by something, and I think this triggered him to do what he did or to be the way he was, because no, he was very possessive. Even though I wasn't dating him, he was possessive. So we went out to eat and somebody looked at me, he would be like saying something. One time I took my phone in, before Valentine's Day, I took my phone in, even though this wasn't somebody that I was like in love with or anything like that. I was gonna buy some funny strawberries, and I bought them from my best friend at the time's mom, and they were like some weave strawberries. And I didn't want him to see the message because I was texting the mom that day. And I took my phone, and he got offended. And then it was one day, like after that, immediately after that day, or right before that, y'all, I apologize for the order. But one time we were leaving Gus's, and he was driving, we was at the stoplight, and he said, "You know I could kill you, right?" And this was right before I got raped. Like, this was that same week or a couple days, or I don't know. It was very, very close to that date of me getting raped. What if it was that date? I don't know, y'all. And I really apologize that I don't have this all together. I really apologize. I'm trying the best I can. But then he laughed after he said that, and I just played it off, and I was like, what are you talking about? But I should have took that as a problem and like a thing for me to be on guard. So now let's get into the actual rape, since we so close. Oh, mind you, Valentine's Day I had already got like a room and stuff set up because I was just gonna be delusional, since like it wasn't nothing going on. And this is not the first room that we was like in. We were in a room one time. No, I did not have sex with this person, but when we were in the room that he got for us, because we couldn't go into his aunt's house, we watched TV, made out, or stuff was going on, and it's dry humping. Oh my gosh, this is just so explicit. I'm sorry, but I'm just being real with you. And yeah, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I think about that night, and I think about the fact that I didn't have clothes on while I was asleep, and with this person actually ended up assaulting me. Sometimes I think about the fact that what if he did something to me that night as well, and I didn't know, because I woke up and took a shower immediately. So I don't know. But and the reason why that's a concern, because like I said, it was a Twitter fiend, and I think, not Twitter, Tinder fiend. And like, to me, in my head, that just made me think like you like to get down with people, because like, I don't know. And I actually had an encounter with somebody who knew him, and they were sexually active with him. So it's like he's very lustful. And lustful means you never know what they are capable of. He could have did anything to me in my sleep that day. And it was numerous times where he knew that I would not want to be penetrated, or I didn't do that, because I was still under the headspace that I was a virgin at that time. And I say that side story. I say that even though a year before that I was coerced by somebody that I actually tried to date. And the reason why I say I was coerced, and I did not know that I was coerced. I did not know that that's what it was until like probably a year after. So that year is when I knew that I was coerced. But the person told me, he said he wanted to do this. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And mind you, this is the second story. Mind you, this person I'm telling you the story about right now, this person last year tried to buy me flowers and had flowers at my shop. Very creepy. That was very creepy, y'all. Haven't talked to that person in 4 years. Flowers at the shop. How do you know my shop address? But there was an age difference. I was in high school. He was not in high school. He told me, after I told him no the first time, he said, if you love me, you will do this. And I was like, no. And he said, so you don't love me? And I got quiet because I was people pleaser. And I just didn't say anything. And it did this and it was over. Like literally this. And it was over. So I didn't count that as me being penetrated. And also I really want to scrub that from my memory. We actually didn't see each other after that day. But he texted me all the time. So like after that, until I cut him off. Before I cut that person off though, I got $300. Because I wanted that for my mental. I don't know. We end up being cool. But that's because I was... I want this to be very orderly, but it's hard to order like these events. So please work with me, because I know this is a little bit unprofessional. It's oh well. But I did not want him to... No. I was not in an era where I was choosing myself. So when that happened, and I knew I didn't want that, and it still happened, I didn't take that as anything, and I basically submitted to that situation. So I don't count that. I didn't count that as harsh or anything, because I didn't know how those things went, because that was my first experience, like with that type of, like with any type of anybody trying to want to do that. So that's that. So I guess both of my first experiences were terrible. I didn't consent to having sex till I was 21 years old. I just want to add that in to let y'all know how, like, I literally didn't want to do nothing until I was 21 years old. Yeah. So, yeah. Back to the first story. This person, we had hotel reservations for Valentine's Day. We saw each other on February 12th. On February 12th, I was raped. On February 12th or 11th. I really think it's the 12th, because it's just something in my mind just keep going to the 12th. Every single time I try to record this, it say the 12th. So we just gonna say it's the 12th. But very close to Valentine's Day, I got raped in my friend's backseat after hotboxing and in the middle of getting oral. And one minute he was eating, the next minute he dry humped me, and then he said, hold on. And then I said, no. I said no multiple times. And I pushed him with all my might. I was not strong enough. I wasn't strong enough. and all I saw was gray ceiling. Then next thing I know, it was over. And he said, I didn't know. I didn't even know that was in there. I'm sorry. I went home. My friend, her name, I'm not gonna say her name, but Tigger gave me a wig, and she don't even know how much that meant to me. She gave me a wig after that, and I put that wig on, and it helped me to go with that. But before, I have never cried this much over this, y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Before that happened, the same day I went back to my aunt's house. I went to my aunt's house, and the first person I called was my best friend from high school and middle school. Not the one whose mom made cakes. I mean, cakes and treats and stuff. I called my best friends since I was in middle school. And I told her, I said, I think I just had sex. I said, I think I just had sex. I don't know. I said, I don't know. Before I could even tell her, I think I got raped. She added my other friend into the call, and she told my friend, oh my gosh, what's going on for real, bro? She told my friend that, it looks like you the only virgin now. I was like, I got raped. I'm talking, they not listening to me. Or she didn't care. She's literally worried about. She was worried about the fact that I lost something because she been had lost something. And talking to her with a smile on her face, y'all, I just hung up. I just couldn't no more. And I didn't know how to, I didn't grow up in an emotional household. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I just hung up and I didn't tell nobody else because I thought I was delusional. Like, I tried to tell her and she said it basically got ignored. So I just told myself that I had 6. But some in me could not believe that. I couldn't believe that. And I couldn't believe that he didn't know that he put it in me. So I put myself at risk. I put myself at risk again when, no, how do I say this? I didn't talk to him for a couple of days. And then when Valentine's Day came, we didn't talk. No, we didn't have the plans. He was doing something else. And after Valentine's Day, I wanted the money back for the deposit. And when he gave me the money back for the deposit, I tried to test the hypothesis, and I basically used myself as an experiment to see if I got raped by going back into the lion's den and allowing this person to do this to me so I can see if he really meant what he said and wanted to see his face so that he can tell me that he raped me. I put myself in harm's way. Just so that I can prove what I felt. And didn't want to do that. And didn't want to have sex. And when that was over, he said, "See, it's so wet, I couldn't even tell that I was in there." With a guilty smirk on his face. And I went home and I never, ever, ever, ever tried to see him again. In March, something came over me. I was depressed. I was very confused. I was still confused because at the time, I was still under the illusion and was so naive to think that I actually had sex. And that's what sex was. And it wasn't until I could not hold it in. I had to keep asking that you raped me in March. I couldn't keep questioning that and keeping that in me. And he wouldn't send it in text message. So I called him. And I asked him, did he rape me? And he said, yes, I'm sorry. He was so calculated that he didn't want it in text message. He couldn't even be honest with me in text message. Because he didn't want to get caught. And that scares me. Because I'm like, are you a serial rapist? Like, it scared me. And what scared me the most is he justified it as girls like that sometimes. I thought you would like that. Girls like this. They say no and don't mean no. Girls like that. And I said no. I was done trying to accept what this person was telling me. And then he kept saying, I'm sorry. And then he told me, this was icing on the cake, y'all. This dude asked me, do I want to get frozen yogurt? I'm sorry. Do I want to get frozen yogurt? Do you want to get frozen yogurt? This is a sociopath. I need to get to the part that actually is going to matter for other people. I'm not finished with this point. Who did I tell? After I found out that, I told people at school. After I found out that, I told my friends at school. And I told my other best friend. And I told this girl who I thought was my friend. And, ooh, y'all. I feel like me trying to reach out to people, I think in this whole situation, that's what hurt me the most. Is because, especially as somebody I've never, ever needed. I've never, ever been in positions where I needed people to be there for me. Like, ever. Like, ever. I always was a therapist friend. I always was a person there. That's who I am. I'm the oldest sister. I don't need people like that. But I needed people. I needed people, and I needed to talk to people, and I needed people to see me. And it was so hard because one, people can't relate. And not some people couldn't relate. And some people just, they didn't have no empathy for me. And I know the situation is not ideal. But if I'm telling you this, and y'all know I don't come to nobody, like, please listen to me. Like, that friend, y'all, oh my gosh, why is this so heavy on my heart right now, y'all? It's been 3 years. I've never cried like this about this before. This person who I thought was my friend, I tell her my situation, piece by piece, every detail. 2 days later, she called me and she said, Kalita, I was raped. I was in the back of a car, in the back seat, and he raped me. And do you feel bad for me? Do you feel bad for me? Do you feel bad for me? 2 days after I told this person this, do you feel bad for me? Like it was, like, I don't even know. I don't know what she was trying to do to me. I don't know if she was mad at me for talking to her about it, like, or she thought I just wanted attention. I don't know why she mocked the situation, but she mocked it. And I never said, do you feel bad for me? She said that. She said it like 4 times. I felt like I was in the freaking Black Mirror. Like, I felt like I was in the fucking Black Mirror episode or something. Like, I feel like I was going crazy, y'all. Like, weird people, y'all. Like, weird people. People be wondering why I'm a loner. Like, y'all, I really got problems with people, and I'm working on that now. But, y'all, I had cut everybody off. I'm not playing. Like, I cut so many people off because it showed me everybody want me there for them. I would give everything. My mama used to pay, like, what I mean to tell you, Man, I was in high school, getting out of high school, like, if I had any money, me, her money, and my mama, like, stuff, you know, your mom give you $20, I don't care. I used to buy everybody something, like, I didn't care about myself, like, I used to take care of everybody, like, and the one time I really felt like I really needed an army, I did not have people like that. I had good 3 people or 4 people out of so many people who talk my freaking ears off about their problems, man. And it was like my first time, like, me helping other people and me choosing other people did not make it reciprocal. And I can't see that as transactional. I have to do it for the fact that I want to do it. But I also have to know my limits, because when it's time for me to be in that seat, they not going to do the same for me. They don't have enough. That's why they coming to me in the first place. They don't have enough in their cup to pour into me. That was the problem. And I need to get off of this, because we are 46 minutes, and I'm sorry for all this crying. I really tried my best. I did not cry no other recording of this. So this is very, very weird to me. But how did I heal, and what drastic changes did I go under? Y'all, drastic changes. In April, I dropped out of school without warning. I still had 8 classes for both semesters, so, like, no, my second semester I only had 7 classes, but it still was too much for me. I remember walking up to my algebra class, and I would cry. I would just bust out crying. And before that, the friends had turned against me, but the friend was copying most of the stuff that I did. And it was for a weird reason. And I didn't understand. It was just, like, really hurting me. Like, it was just a lot of stuff going on at once. And I used to get to the door and I'd cry. And y'all, I need to do a disclaimer. Because somebody copying you is okay. But somebody copying you because they insecure about themselves is not. And at that point in my life, I was not okay with that type of attention and that type of somebody being so persistent on me, because I did not even post on apps that allow me to have posts up. Like, I didn't have no Instagram. I didn't post on Facebook like that. I posted hair. I posted people's hair. I didn't post nothing permanent. Like, I was on Snapchat, post deleting 24 hours. I was very, very incognito. Like, I didn't like somebody watching my moves and copying my moves. It really hurt me. Like, I don't know. And I'm adjusting to people watching me to this day. But I know how to handle people copying me now. Let's get that out the way. But let's get back to what I had to say, because that's so off topic. I need to calm down. Drastic changes. Yo, I dyed my hair platinum. I used to have this saying in high school, I would never dye my hair. That's why I got wigs on in the first place. I can be any color. I can have any color. But I'm going to keep my hair virgin. I dyed my hair platinum the first time. I got 8 piercings in the matter of 2 months. Septum, second nose, 1, 2 ears. I had a surface tragus, and it was the 3rd and 4th of these. So, and I got these 4 at one time. Some of them are not there anymore. Clearly I still have these. I don't have my septum anymore. Yeah. I was suicidal at that time. I was going to my friend's house, drinking, smoking a quarter in 2 days, and that's stretching your roach blunts and everything. We was drinking like real, like a whole bottle of Crown was probably gone in like 2 days or 3 days. I don't know. Club tails, margaritas, $60 on DoorDash and Uber Eats. These are all mostly on my dime. If I'm being honest, I really didn't care. I cared about I was just trying to make us both feel better because we was going through something. We were both going through something at the same time. We kind of trauma bonded off of our different experiences. They weren't the same, but both of us felt like we weren't in control in our situation. So we control the substances or things that we could use. So drinking and weed and food. I was working at the shop. I literally dropped out of school. I didn't tell nobody. I don't even think I told my mom. I just stopped going to school. I literally, the week that I left school, I immediately got into a shop. And people don't know that. Like, people just think, oh, I just wanted to get into a shop. Y'all, I wanted to do a different type of, like, I don't even know. And I honestly wouldn't even change no part of my story because I really loved the experience that I had at the shop. It pushed me to be a harder worker. It pushed me, and I just learned a lot of lessons during that time about dealing with other people and everything. Even though people there was giving me a hard time, even though I was going through a hard time, it was just like a lot of times, it was just a lot of stuff going on at once. Working my butt off. I mean, I'm getting to the shop at 8 o'clock in the morning. I leave the shop at 2 a.m. It was getting to a point where I remember 1 week or a week and a half, I kept on having Ubers tell me at 2 o'clock in the morning, don't you think it's not safe for you to be coming home this late? And it was like that was a freaking record. Like, I'm like, dang, are y'all programmed or something? Like, what's really going on? But, like, they were telling me the same thing. Don't you think you shouldn't be out this late? Like, don't you think you should be working this late? 2 a.m. I'm working till 2 a.m. If a client wake me up in the middle of the night, somebody, she got $200 for me to come to the shop, $250 or something like that for me to come to the shop at 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't care. I was up. Some days, like I said on my preview of this video on my social media platforms, some days I did not wear deodorant, and not because I didn't have deodorant, because I literally forgot deodorant, and I would work myself so much that I just forgot. I was on autopilot, and I actually ended up being on autopilot for years, y'all. Years. But I want to talk about some things that I did during this autopilot that really helped me to be able to be more of the person that I am today, of choosing myself and being more responsible and disciplined with myself. And I still work on these things today. Like, everything is not linear. Like, we still have we lose track of certain things and come back on. But I started journaling. I did shadow work, meditation. I started writing down exactly what was making me not want to love myself. I started thinking about, why do I feel like I want comfort and I want company over comfort and peace? Why do I want toxicity over peace? Why am I choosing non-peaceful situations, And like, as y'all know, I'm very big on peace now, but this is where it came from, doing these things. I was outside meditating every single day. Every single day. As soon as I got done working out, or right before I worked out. But prior to me working out at home, I was at the gym with Ashanti. I really appreciate her because she started my fitness journey when it comes to being consistent and stuff like that. I was with Ashanti for like a month or something. I think I lost 10 pounds in that month, and then I lost like another 10 in about 2 months after that. My waist got really small, and I started getting more wider muscles on my hips. It was really good thing that was going on. Getting into myself, walking 2 miles a day on top of me doing that, and sometimes I was running. A lot of these things were fueled, like the fitness part of this was fueled by the fact that I wanted to be a warrior so that nobody could ever push me down and restrict me ever again. I don't know why I don't know what's going on in my veins, but I didn't want nobody to be able to do that to me again. I felt powerless. I never wanted to feel weak again. I became like a super lifter. Like, I'm talking about, like, y'all, I'm deadlifting. No. Pause. Let me make sure I ain't skipping nothing. Yeah. I'm lifting heavy at the house. 50 pound RDLs. Girl, this in like 2 or 3 months. I already doing 50-pound RDLs. Excuse me for my burp though. I ended up just becoming very strong. I started working at UPS. I worked at UPS starting in November or something like that. I was in unloading, and I got up to 100. I can lift up with ease $100, not $100. Excuse me, 100-pound box with ease. Ended up, what did I end up doing? Eventually, I ended up driving. Eventually, I ended up going to the gym. I went to Club 4 Fitness in South Haven. I was lifting up to 200. Went from 200 to 250. Like, y'all, I mean to tell you, like, I was not playing. Like, I literally wanted to be a warrior. Like, I did not play. Like, these are deadlifts that I'm talking about, y'all. These are deadlifts. But, like, I was lifting heavy and I got really strong. And then all of a sudden, I ended up being a teacher. And I feel like that was God blessing me and giving me something for me to feel more stable and, like, at peace with. Because, like, art always has been like a comfort zone for me. Like, I never took art very seriously except for hair art. But, like, when I was sad, I used to paint. When I was sad, I used to draw or doodle. Like, when COVID happened and I couldn't graduate, I have a huge a painting somewhere. I don't know. I have a huge painting somewhere from COVID. Yeah, but, like, extreme anguish or anything, I needed expression. And I wasn't in a verbal household where I could just feel like I could just talk to people and stuff. So me painting and being in the presence of children, I love children. It just felt like I was in heaven, y'all. It just felt like I was in heaven. And I don't want to hop around because I feel like I'm missing little things. But if I'm being honest, during that year, I really felt like I really ignored all that happened. I ignored the fact that those things happened to me. And I just depended on, oh, I'm a warrior. Oh, I'm finna get strong. Oh, I'm finna do this. Oh, I'm finna work through my trauma. I was mad at my dad and talked to my dad for like 4 months because I was mad for my childhood stuff. Had my dad, he came to apologize to me and we talked it out and everything. I was angry at one point. Before I was teaching, I was angry. Doing the shadow work, I became a little angry. I'm not going to lie. But I was releasing and I was witnessing that certain things were happening. But I do not encourage the anger that I had. And it wasn't towards a lot of other people. It was just like, I had a conversation with my mom and my dad. And I was just like, Like, I just had a little pent-up anger because I had been suppressing anger from things that had happened to me for my whole life. And then I started journaling and all this stuff started coming to light. And I just started healing and I just started feeling better about myself. And me working out and doing this and being in nature, it just changed everything. Like, I just felt more one with myself and I felt more closer to God. Like, I don't know. I was reading as well. It was like I was having a spiritual awakening at that time. It's like the hardships that I had catapulted me into a greater understanding of myself and just pushed me more within. And that's why I say I wouldn't change the things that happened. Because I understand that it was a lesson. But if I can't even say that because then that's changing it. But like, if I wasn't lustful in that situation, yeah, let's say that. if I wasn't lustful in those situations and I didn't open the door to those situations, or yeah, I wouldn't have had that viewpoint. But yeah, so like the underlying thing that I recently, no, let's say this, after I got assaulted, I didn't date anybody for 2 years. I didn't consent to sex till I was 21 years old. Yeah, and currently I have been back abstinent for 9 months. We're going on 9 months now. We are in 9 months or 10. Yeah, 9 or 10 months, something of that sort. No, 9 and some in like 40 or something like that. But like almost 10 or something. I'll be abstinent all 2025, basically, is what I'm saying. I think that's better. That make more sense. But yeah, crucifying lust is something that during these re-recordings has been a big thing on my mind, especially during this time where the thoughts are hermits. Because just because I'm abstinent doesn't mean that stuff can't creep up on me when I become involved with somebody or anything, you know? And so I'm going to continue to do my journaling and stuff. And I'm going to continue to banish lust. Because I really feel like in my situations, and I have another situation I'm going to have to talk to y'all about, but in my situations, it's just such a gateway to pain. It's just such a gateway to pain. Your womb, y'all. Attacks on your womb. That's the experiences of today. Attacks on my womb, and I still have problems with my womb. I have I almost said UPS, y'all. I have PCOS, and I have pain in my uterus. And I also am very stiff when it comes to my hips because I have pain stored in my hips. And when I go to yoga, I cry in yoga. So like, I want y'all to understand how serious trauma is. Like, your body remembers. And we can go into that. But before I go into that, I want to reiterate on me downplaying what happened to me more. And I want to thank God for allowing me to still be recording this right now because, yeah, it wasn't working out for a couple of days. But, y'all, when I mean to tell you, I was in a place where I ignored and downplayed the situation for myself to the point where I would randomly be in contact with my rapist to try to, try to put him in situations, not physically, but through text messages, of admitting to sexual act. And one time I was talking about a VH piercing, but it didn't even make sense because just because somebody saw your cooter doesn't mean that they assaulted you. So I don't know where the brain, I don't know where the brain was. I don't know what was going on. But I tried multiple times to try to get him to say something so that I can have it on file. But I couldn't have it on file. And it's crazy because either way it go, during that time, rape cases in Memphis were all backed up. So like I had to give all of my pain and everything to God. Like I never wanted to kill him. I never wanted to hurt him. Anytime anybody has ever hurt me, I never wanted to kill them or do nothing to them. And I know people who would definitely want to if they knew the situation. But I digress. Is that incriminating? No, because like people get angry. So no. Anywho, but yo, I didn't have no ill will in my heart. I remember one time he apologized and texted me and told me he lost all his friends. And I said, well, I can see that. You're a bad person. And you're dead on the inside. And also, I recently, this year, had to apologize to a designer that I wanted to work with, who's really, really good. She's in Memphis. I actually don't know her thing. She's Cashmira or something like that. But she does really good clothing designs. But I wanted to get stuff from her. And after I got assaulted during that month of February, the end of that month, I think I was like manic or something, because like I was still, no, I don't know if it was before. It had to be before, y'all. Like, it had to be before, because like it just don't make sense. I didn't want to be around that person. Yeah, I think it was before. But we were supposed to be going to Disney or Orlando or something. Something was supposed to be going on, supposedly. And I texted her and I was like, I want an outfit made. I never got back to her. I thought she was mad at me over that. I remember one time I have an artist, person who went to school with me. Safari had shirts. She was doing shirts. I didn't get a shirt from her because of that situation. But I made sure I got my tattoo by her. But, yeah, like, it was just like, I felt bad and ashamed for my situation, and I wasn't upfront with them, and I feel bad about that. I don't know why I feel like telling y'all that, but basically, I think I just wanted to tell y'all that because, like, it affected other little things, like my relationships with other people, or like I was standoffish with other people for not really good reasons. Well, it was good reason, y'all. That is me literally doing it again. Desensitizing my trauma. And that is something that I wouldn't say that I'm working on with newer situations, because I'm more aware of newer situations. But like, when I talk about old stuff, it's still like, I don't know how to fully process it. And I'm working on that now. Like, I'm still having to do shadow work now. Like, growth is not linear at all. Like, y'all, when I mean to tell y'all, and we done with everything on my paper. So, like, when I mean to tell y'all, you're going to think that you're healed sooner than you are if you're someone who is avoidant. Because you avoid your own feelings. So you're going to think, oh, you're going to get over it. Y'all, it takes longer than you think for you to get over it. Especially the fact of the matter that when I got assaulted, I got BV and a UTI. I've never had BV in my life. I had one UTI when I was like 9 years old from Dial soap getting in my pee-pee hole. Y'all, I was livid. And it's a very scary situation after, because I'm sorry to revert back to immediately after, but like, these are the really important pieces. It was a very important and very scary situation because my granddad is actually a product of rape. And I felt like I was about to be my grandmother. And I appreciate my old friend for being there with me, taking a pregnancy test when I was having BV and a UTI and scared, like helping me with getting myself together, helping me as I was going to get tested, just being there. She was there for me to get tested and stuff. What else will I say? My old friend, ex-friend. But yeah, I really thought that I was like my great grandmother, and she was raped by an Italian man. And that's how my dad's dad was born. And I thought I was in that similar situation. I thought the past was repeating itself through me. And I was very scared, but I just had a UTI. And then eventually, I thought that I was over everything when I started working out and life just started doing good. I started making more money. I had this, I had that. I thought that everything was good. I thought that when I had a car, everything was good. I thought that when I had this material, things were going to be good. The material is not going to solve the problem. Just because the outside look good and you're working on this, that's not solving the problem. You need to get out a pen and paper, and you need to journal, and you need to watch yourself and your watch what you're doing, watch what you are attracted to and the things that are triggering you, and ask yourself the questions, why are these things happening? Because a lot of things that we do are not just regular traits. They are built up trauma, and we are computers. Our brains are computers. We store data. Your brain is attracted to what feels safe, but what feels safe is not always right. So when we journal and we try to work these things out, we need to know that working these things out instead of sticking to this old computer is helping you and progressing you to be more close to your higher self, to be a better individual, to be more grounded in yourself. Okay? So that's basically what I'm trying to say. And still to this day, I'm dealing with this, but I want to emphasize this because it was a time where I thought, I was like singing "You'll Get Over It" to my essay stuff. Like, girl, I had a UTI one time in December. Y'all, when I mean to tell you, all I could think about was the fact that I had got raped. And it was years later. Certain stuff trigger you. I was the saddest. I was so sad, and I couldn't talk to nobody about it because nobody was going to understand. I didn't feel like nobody would understand. And that was just, 10 months ago? Certain stuff gonna bring you back to these moments, but those are opportunities for you to work through what is happening with you. Like, work through your triggers and work through where your comfort zone is, because sometimes your comfort zone is what is keeping you in the lion's den, and that's what that was in this situation. Me not being able to step out of a situation and choose me first, listen to my intuition and choosing me. That led me into the chokehold of attachment with somebody who is damn near a demon. Do you get what I'm saying? Succubus, incubus energy. Demon. All because I want to have fun and I want to not be bored. Why? Like, and I know that I feel like probably I just wanted to feel like I had people and I had friends and I was seen. I wanted to feel seen. I wanted to feel like I could have fun without doing a job to be around. I don't know if that makes sense. No, I don't want to say that. That's not right. I'm not cutting it out though. But like, I wouldn't say it was like a job. I would say probably like I took fun and dopamine and being in a situation where somebody desired me over me desiring myself so much to know that I deserve so much more. And that's why I don't talk to anybody now, because the level that I want somebody to love me is on a very much Mr. Adams level. So like I really don't play. Like, it changed my life. Like, I don't play with nobody. I only play with one person, and I really didn't play with them. It was just, they was way sneakier than I thought. In this whole timeline since then, Only had one person who was slicker than a snake in oil. That's about it. But I would say that don't make it be something that makes you scared of people, because it was a phase in my life where I was scared of men. Scared of men. Like all men. Any man. I don't care. Like any man. And sometimes I am a little bit still fearful of men. And it's not the ones that you think, like people approaching me. No. I'm talking about me walking in a neighborhood. It's a man is walking by. Or the silent exchange of walking past somebody. I did pretty good today. I went on my 2 miles. And I saw 3 men and I said hello. Or I didn't feel sad. I said hello to 2 people today. And a woman. But yeah. This video getting kind of long. I'm not finna apologize no more. I hope this story helps somebody. And I really apologize for me not having this story out sooner, because I don't know who could have hurt him. Who could have gotten hurt. And I don't know how many people I could have saved from interactions from Tyran Nelms. Tyran Nelms. TYRANNELMS. Yeah. That felt good to say. That felt really good to say. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to release that into this world to be used as information for y'all. And thank you for listening to my story. I know it's going to be hard for people to see me in a vulnerable state like this. And I know it's going to be hard for people to see me in this light, knowing that how I am and now my character is now. But like, we all have somewhere we started. And I want you to know that, like, I want people to know that it's possible for you to change. And it's possible for you to be better and care about yourself more. And I'm living proof that you can use your pain to promote you. You can use your pain and give it to God. And God will boomerang you to levels that you didn't even know that you could go to, and places that you really didn't think that your pain would take you. Like, really being able to alchemize it in the name of Jesus. And I thank God for allowing me to finish this recording, because this is the longest and the best that I've been able to do. And I'm so appreciative of y'all. If you stay and you listen to me, I hope that I am the catalyst in your lesson, in your story. I hope that you understand that everything that has happened to you is a part of your story, and it's not something that's making you. It's a part of it. It's a part of your story, not a part of you. And you are living the experience. The experiences are not taking over you. And I want you to know that as I'm telling you this story, I am releasing this story. I am not owning this story. This is not my story. This was a little fragment, a piece that pushed me in the trajectory that I need to be in, based off of the actions that I had and the experiences that I was in. And it turned me into a person that I really never thought that I would be, at the lowest point of myself, where I was not, I was having anger management issues. I was not as vibrant as I am now. And I really am grateful for my experiences, even if it broke me down. I was chiseled like stone. I feel like I'm being chiseled into a beautiful masterpiece, and it's just the beginning. But I really just wanted to share that with you all, and I really hope that I'm able to actually help somebody to want to do better and to watch out for the red flags of the people and these men. They're liars. Not all of them, but y'all, watch out for men who lie. Watch out for covert narcissists. Watch out for malignant narcissists. Watch out for sociopaths. Watch out, because these people come to you with a smile on their face, and they are not smiles. They come to you and they tell you how good you are and how much they don't deserve you. Believe the man who say he don't deserve you, because I heard that 6 times during the first month of me knowing this person. So I do want that to be known. Probably more than 6 times. I just said a number, but baby, it was just an insane amount of time. But yeah, I really love y'all, and I hope that y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and I hope that you are able to leave your story here with me and with us in our collective, and know that you don't have to carry that weight anymore. We can release that here today, and you can journal the rest, but we can release it. It's a weight off your shoulder, okay? I really love you. Lovely.